This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English. Here's your host, Martin Johnston.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English, episode number 365. I'm not really sure. So in today's episode, now I was supposed to record a podcast with the Hellraiser, and I know what you're thinking. The Hellraiser cancelled. No, he didn't. I was actually sick. I've been quite sick this week, actually. And I was sitting in my office feeling very sorry for myself, thinking, I don't know what to do because I cancelled the podcast with the Hellraiser. I had no ideas. And then this happened.
Daddy, I want to play with your microphone.
In case you missed that, that was my 2-year-old son saying, Daddy, I want to play with your microphone. And I thought that's a really good idea. And then my 4-year-old daughter said this.
You can always count on me.
Now, I didn't even tell her to say, you can always count on me. But then I thought, yes, I can always count on you. Because I thought it's December. And I thought you might be interested to see, what Christmas feels like to 2 young children in the UK. And you might be thinking, oh no, this is going to be a rubbish show. So listen to these wise words.
This show is so good.
Again, I didn't even tell her to say that. She just said that. I'm not sure if I can use that as a review. Does that count as an iTunes review? I don't know. But anyway, this show is so good because we not only just listen to some, I was going to say annoying children, but they may listen to this one day. So we listen to some children. And we also look at some interesting language features they use, and there are some tests, some tests for you to get right, and some songs, and it even finishes off with a very heartwarming story involving a homeless man in London. So, again.
This show is so good.
So here's how it started when I asked my son, remember he's the young one who I call as a nickname Enzo. This is how it went when I asked him about Christmas. Daddy's going to ask you one by one. So first of all, you Enzo, you say, are you excited about Christmas?
Are you excited about Christmas?
No, you don't have to repeat what I'm saying.
Oh.
So as you can see, maybe there was some confusion at the beginning about how this podcast was going to work, but there was no confusion about this question. So when you wake up on Christmas Day and you go downstairs, what do you think's going to be there?
Presents!
Are you happy?
Yay!
However, there was some confusion in this next question. Now, here is the first test, okay? I want you to listen to this clip of my daughter again talking about presents and tell me which incorrect past verb my daughter says, okay? So in simple words, she uses the past of a verb, but she uses it incorrectly, okay? Listen and see if you can understand. This is a test.
I really want to keep the presents for other persons who we have given presents to. I really want to keep them.
You want to keep the presents we're giving to other people?
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Because it is difficult to understand children. This again is why I thought this podcast might be good to really practice those listening skills. So she used the incorrect past tense of a verb.
Who we have given presents to.
So you may have noticed she said gived instead of gave. She said gived.
We have given.
So if you sometimes get irregular verbs wrong, don't worry, it happens to children as well. You just keep going and then you hear people saying it correctly and then one day it just suddenly comes. I'm sure one day soon she will say gave instead of gived. So moving on about Christmas, I have a piece of vocabulary for you, okay? What's the name of the place where Father Christmas comes down in the house to give you presents? Do you remember? That is a bit of particular vocabulary, okay? Well, if you don't, have a listen to this. And what about presents? Who's going to come on Christmas Day when you're sleeping at night?
Father Christmas.
Where does he come, Enzo? Where does he come, Father Christmas?
Down that tree, Minnie.
Down the what?
Down the chimney.
Did you say chimney? Yes, you got it right. He comes down the chimney. Okay, here is another test. From this clip, I want you to listen and try to understand what you think my favourite thing to do is with my children. Now, you do have to listen between the lines here. The answer is not given. Just knowing me and listening to this particular clip, try to guess what is something I absolutely love to do with my children. Maybe the thing I enjoy the most. Okay, here's the test. Let's go. Have we got a chimney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the smoke on there.
The smoke. Yeah, because sometimes we make a fire, don't we?
Yeah.
It's nice and warm.
Sometimes the smoke comes out.
Yeah. What do we put in the fire?
Sticks.
Who gets the sticks?
In me and Never and you and me.
Where do we get them from?
From the pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back.
And then we come back and put them in the fire, don't we?
Yeah.
Now, as I mentioned, the answer wasn't actually given there, but you were supposed to read between the lines and have a bit of a guess. So the answer is collecting sticks. Going to the park, collecting sticks to put in our fire. My God, I cannot tell you how much I absolutely love that. The children go on their bikes, they've got little baskets, and we say, oh my God, look at that stick, it's so good. And then we put the stick in the basket and then come home and then put them in a real fire we have. No one gets hurt in these fires, by the way, but we do have a real fireplace thing. Anyway, moving on to presents. So I have a boy and a girl. Okay, now again, I want you to think, just a test for yourself. What would they like for Christmas? Okay, what do you think a 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl would like for Christmas? Have a quick think. Now have a listen. And what presents do you think Father Christmas is going to get you?
A dinosaur.
What noise do dinosaurs make? Wow. So that was my son. He wants a dinosaur. Now for my daughter. But again, notice a language feature here. Okay, it's the last word she says. Notice something about the sound. The sound right at the end of the word. Tell Daddy what you want from Father Christmas.
The mermaid skirt.
Whoa. So she wants a mermaid skirt, but did you notice how she said it? She said mermaid skirt with that glottal stop at the end again. So this is just to show you how common this is. You know, I suppose I should correct her, but I do it all the time. So it's a bit difficult for me to say don't do that when I do it all the time. She lives in Essex. She lives in the UK. She's going to do it anyway. Hopefully when she's older, like me, she will know the times where she should mind her T's, let's say, and not do it, and the times when she can relax and she can do it. But just to hear that again.
The mermaid skirt.
And by the way, if you are interested, we went to Hamleys, which is the biggest toy shop in the UK, one of the biggest ones in Europe, I'm not sure, in London recently, and there was a mermaid skirt which she fell in love with, so I had to send her out the shop with Mrs. R&R and walk out the shop with this mermaid skirt shoved up my shirt. So it looked like I was pregnant for a while, but then when they weren't looking, I was able to put it in the pram. So yes, she will be opening a mermaid skirt. It is annoying though that Father Christmas will get the credit for that skirt when really it cost me £32. But anyway, now I'm going to teach you a phrasal verb via a snowman. Okay, so obviously we were talking about December and how it's very cold, and then the conversation went like this. Who's very cold?
The snowman.
Oh, he's very cold. Are you going to make him nice and warm?
Yeah, I'm going to put a scarf
on him. You are going to put a scarf on him. This, in fact, is a separable transitive phrasal verb. That sounds really difficult, doesn't it? But separable, meaning it can be separated because we put the scarf on, so it's been separated, and it's transitive because it needs an object, because we can't just put on. We need to put something on. In this case, we are putting on a scarf, and even more complicated, we're putting a scarf on a snowman. What complicated grammar that is. So let's listen one more time. Who's very cold?
The snowman.
Oh, he's very cold. Are you going to make him nice and warm?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a scarf
On him. My God, we're even learning about separable transitive phrasal verbs in this podcast. Who would have thought it, hey? So now let's take it to another level, and now let's get some singing involved. So I ask my son here a question about singing, but listen specifically to my question as well, and ask yourself, is that grammatically correct? Okay, so let's have a listen. Are you singing songs at preschool?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you a good singer?
Yeah.
First of all, it's nice to know he is confident and really believes to be a good singer, same as me after 10 pints of beer. Anyway, you may have noticed I actually asked 2 incorrect questions there. The first was, are you sing songs at preschool? Now, that is a classic example of speaking really quickly, changing your mind of what you're going to say, and then it just comes out incorrectly. Are you sing songs at preschool? And the second one is this. Are you a good singer? You may have noticed I just said, are you good singer? Now, I actually don't know what happened there. There could be 2 reasons. Number one, because when I say, are you a good singer, a good singer becomes so reduced that sometimes you don't actually even hear it. So I might have tried to say it, but I reduced it so much that you can't even hear it and just said, are you a good singer? Or I may have been doing that thing where you talk to children in a grammatically incorrect way. Either way, I thought it was interesting to point out. Anyway, let's see if he really is a good singer. Jingle bells, jingle, jingle.
All the way.
Oh, what fun it is to
Side.
on one horse open
Day.
sleigh. He very nearly got there, didn't he? A one-horse open day. It does rhyme with way from jingle all the way. Day. So he was very, very close to being right, wasn't he? So now let's check out my daughter's singing skills and see if she is as good as her brother. And I must admit, I was quite impressed by this one because this is a new Christmas song. I thought I was familiar with all Christmas songs because obviously I think like everyone I had to sing them when I was a kid at school, but this is a new one. Okay, so helping people stay modern with new Christmas songs. Let's have a listen.
Knock knock. Who's there? We need a place to stay. Knock knock. Who's there? We need somewhere to stay. We're tired and we're hungry. We travelled many days. We had a bumpy journey. Our baby's on his way. Please help us.
way.
We can help you. Hurrah, hooray, you really saved the day. Hurrah, hooray, we found a place to stay. That's the whole song, Daddy.
That was really good, that was. As you can see, I was quite impressed, although like most people, I liked how she was singing and then she kind of forgot the words a bit and just kind of mumbles. That's what I do. You're on a night out and you're like, way, singing along, and then it's like the today is gonna be the day and I'm gonna throw it back to you. Yep, I've been there before. So now I thought I would ask my daughter about how Christmas works. I did try with the whole Jesus thing, but she didn't really seem to know, even though in her song she demonstrated some kind of knowledge. However, she has only just started school. She is only 4 still. Remember, we start school at 4 in the UK. Anyway, this bit is about kind of how you get presents. So tell Daddy how it works. When you get presents, when you don't get presents.
When you're naughty, you don't get presents. And when you're so good, you get presents.
Notice she said there, when you're naughty, you don't get presents. That's what we use for children, like naughty children. When you're naughty, when you're not good, we use that word naughty. Very, very nice for children. Now, I must admit, this is a good moment for parenting because there is that threat of if you're naughty, you're not going to get a present. Now, I have seen some things on Instagram that say you shouldn't say that to your children, blah, blah, blah. It works, okay? So therefore, for me, it's fine. So don't judge me as a parent. Anyway, she seems to have understood when you're good, you get presents. When you're naughty, you don't. So now let's see if she truly believes that she has been good. Listen to the tone of her voice and tell me what you think. Another test coming up here.
I might try to be good. I will try to be the good daddy.
But have you been good?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but that yes didn't fill me with confidence. But have you been good?
Yeah.
But anyway, on to the nice story. I was going to say beautiful story, but I wouldn't say it's beautiful. So I'm not going to tell you too much more about this. I have mentioned something already on the podcast, so you do have a small clue. I'm just going to play the audio and see if you can understand what happened. Do you remember when we were in London and we saw that man that was cold?
Mm-hmm.
And what did we give him?
Some money.
And do you remember what the man did?
He said thank you.
He said thank you a lot, didn't he? He said thank you so much, didn't he? Put his hand on his heart and put his hands together and said thank you. So happy, wasn't he? How did you feel when you gave him some money?
So happy.
Yeah. So if you maybe didn't fully understand, we were in London. We saw a homeless person on the street. Obviously, it's December. We're in the UK. It was absolutely freezing. This homeless person was obviously very, very cold. And we gave him some money, not obviously life-changing money by any stretch of the imagination, but we gave him some money because I wanted my daughter to feel that sense of giving and feeling good. So I gave her the money. She went, put it in the man's cup, and this homeless man was sitting on the floor. He didn't actually say anything. He was just clearly so happy and so thankful. But the best thing was seeing my daughter so happy because she had made someone happy. We went to London that day. We saw her mermaid skirt in the toy shop. But the happiest I saw her in the whole day was when she gave money to the homeless person. Now, I'm not going to try and be all philosophical, but hopefully inside of that story, there is a lesson for all of us. That's not me trying to teach you a lesson. That's also a lesson for me, because when that happened, I was like, oh, wow, that was amazing. But anyway, let's see where this podcast takes us next. Just one thing. Sometimes my children, because they speak English and Italian, especially the younger ones, sometimes might mix them. And in this bit, he throws in the word forse, which means maybe. Okay, so let's see where this podcast takes us next. What's the matter?
First I need to do poo-poos.
Now, it wouldn't be an episode of Rock and Roll English if we didn't talk about poo-poos, would it? So you may have noticed my son there said, forse, I need to do poo-poos. But this time we're going to carry on the audio as well. What's the matter?
First I need to do poo-poos. Can you come?
What do you need me for?
For do poo-poos on the big boy toilet.
Big boy toilet?
Yeah, is that the big boy toilet?
Yes.
Oh.
So that's how this wonderful podcast ended, with me cleaning someone's poo-poos. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the episode. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Maybe you learned a new phrasal verb, maybe something about speech, or maybe something about Christmas from the homeless man in London. Either way, I hope you found it enjoyable. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I don't know if I will make another podcast before Christmas. The next one would be due out on the 23rd of December, and I very much doubt anyone will listen to it. So I probably will make a very short episode just to say Happy Christmas. A minute ago I said Merry Christmas, which is a bit American, so apologies for that. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you very soon, but in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.